Does one prepare for the most provocative and thought-provoking pro wrestling talk show one may ever encounter? How might a soul properly compose itself when faced with the unrelenting brilliance of unbridled, uncensored, barely informed opinion? How can you brace yourself for what you don't even know is coming? Spoiler alert, you don't. Strap in, kids, it's Wrestlefudge TV Live. And now, the only two people who would possibly agree to such foolishness, it's Will Senna and Paul Briz. It's Wrestlefudge.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
if you are only just clicking over, welcome.
Welcome. Mother Nature tried to intervene, but we said no.
Unbelievable. Everything's fine. Mother Nature does not want this show to go on the air. Mother Nature may be trying to keep our guest tonight off the air.
And we defy you, Mother
That's
Nature.
right,
We will bring our fans this wonderful guest.
That's right. Tonight on the program, welcome again to the Summer of Fudge. Wrestlefudge TV Live on WrestleFudge.com. We apologize for the 15-minute delay that we had literally 12 seconds into our broadcast. That's how long we were on the air. 12 seconds into our broadcast, we lost power. Everything went dark. And neither of us would speak. It was awkward.
So spoken to. So we sat here for a second.
Yeah. Then, thankfully, the generators kicking in, 68 Caroline Productions, so hospitable.
We did it! We did it! Yeah!
We're here. Anyway, on the show tonight, we're going to take a very close, hard-hitting look at the Cruiserweight Classic. Hopefully, you checked out Bracketology on the WWE Network. Will, you checked it out?
Loving it.
I hope you did your homework.
I got my brackets.
So do I. So what do you say? A little bit of a showdown?
Who's your daddy?
A little bit of a bracket showdown later on tonight, some predictions. We are going to... That's right. Speaking of the WWE Network, we're going to talk about some new potential WWE Network shows that have been pitched. What they did was they sent a survey to certain fans out there of some shows with some ideas. We're going to go take a look at some of them. And Will, I want to know what shows that you would watch. Okay, because we don't watch a lot of the shit that's on there. Some of it's good.
Wow.
That's true. Wow, that's what he said.
I just
That's all
noticed
you
that
got?
the power loss cost us a few slides. I'm gonna have to take a break and reload. Just so you know.
Do we have our first 10?
Yes.
All right. So, big show tonight, but probably most monumentous about all of that is, again, we joked at the very beginning that our guest tonight, trying to get all that connected. Will, you're looking at it now. You're pretty confident we have a secure line. You're confident.
I'm pretty confident. I think we have a secure line.
Listen, we got to go with what we got here. So, big moment for Wrestlefudge. I teased it on our Twitter, at Wrestlefudge, all night long, that we've been working very diligently, and I want to congratulate you on this coup. We have a huge guest, our first huge guest.
Giant.
Former 3-time World Heavyweight Champion in WWE. One of the most...
Why do you put former in front of there? It's just 3-time. It's 3-time
That's
champ.
true. All right, well...
You don't say former president. It's Mr. President.
That's a good point. But listen, former 3-time champion, I should say, on our show tonight, and possibly the most controversial figure in wrestling right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Will, let's welcome him to the show. I cannot believe
That's
it.
right.
There he is.
It's me,
Roman
the
Reigns.
actual, legitimate, very real Roman Reigns.
Wow, this is amazing.
How's it
I
going,
just
guys?
can't believe it.
It's a big
I
deal.
cannot believe it. This is a huge deal. Are you?
Welcome to the show.
I
Welcome
didn't
to the
believe it was
show.
really going to happen.
Welcome to the show. This is huge.
Hey, it's great to be here. I love Wrestlefudge, the perfect cure for insomnia.
Well,
Isn't that nice? Oh, boy.
Wow,
Isn't that
okay.
nice? Oh.
well, it's a pleasure to have him.
It is. You've been kept off TV for a few weeks. How have you been staying busy? I know you're up to something. You gotta be.
Man, let me tell you, it's been crazy. I have been doing a ton of blow.
Oh Jesus!
Cocaine?
Cocaine? Seriously?
What?
Really?
No, nothing that serious, Will. Blowjobs. Let me finish my
boy.
sentence.
All right.
Boy. Well, listen, after your wellness failure, you took to Twitter and you apologized. He owned up to it, Will.
He did, and I respect him for it.
I want to know if he wants Roman. Thank you again. I'm a little starstruck. Do you want to take this unprecedented opportunity to maybe go in a little bit more depth of what happened and what led to this failure? I think that's a question.
It's like I've always said, boys. I'm not a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. But I know a guy who can hook you up.
Oh my God.
I honestly,
Is he serious? I don't know if he's serious.
I really, I don't, I'm shocked at this point. I really don't.
Listen, Will, I'm probably best known for my incredibly charismatic personality and gift of gab on the microphone. Sometimes even a guy like me needs a little courage. Courage that only 3,000 milligrams of high-powered opiates and a little HGH boost can provide.
Jesus Christ. I really don't even know what to say at this point. Oh, boy. You messed up.
Honestly, though, I know I messed up. John Cena's out there making wishes. I'm over here making meth. I just hope my reputation hasn't been tarnished. You know, the last thing a guy like me needs is the whole fucking arena booing me every time I walk out there. That'd probably suck. Right? That sounds horrible.
Oh, boy.
I'm not used to that type of behavior. I'm adored everywhere that I go.
Me, on the other hand, I get it a lot. Personally.
Seriously, though, guys, I can't wait to get back in that ring. End of the month. Isn't it great? They're keeping me in that three-way at Battleground. Isn't that great?
I don't know. I think we did a poll, actually. We put a poll up on Twitter.
I believe it's safe to say that opinion is a little bit divided there, Ron.
Yeah, I think the jury's out. Stay tuned for more, but it doesn't look so hot for you right there, buddy. You know, personally.
I am moved by all the support out there. You know, people really care. Just the other day, my dealer offered to pump me off for free. There really are good people out there, man. Sorry, I'm just really emotional.
Roman, don't you
cry on the air. That's great for ratings, actually.
That is true. Listen, I think you've said enough. I want to thank you, Roman Reigns.
Wow, what a huge interview right off the bat.
Let's get you off the air before you cause any more problems for yourself. Maybe that.
Hey, thanks for having me on, guys. I'm gonna pretend this was funny.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
All right.
That's ridiculous.
Jesus Christ. I don't know.
Oh, I don't even know how to react right there.
Who was responsible for that?
I don't want to take responsibility for that. Summer of Fudge getting off to a big start here.
I'm telling you guys, it's an amazing night. I can't believe what we just heard.
What happened?
Stunning confessions. All through the night, folks. You can join the conversation on Twitter. Okay? Bust out. If you're one of those kids with a Twitter machine, bust it out. Use that hashtag Wrestlefudge for best results.
Lots going on as we ensure our connection is still there.
Yeah, we're back.
Is this on?
Oh my God! So, Will, what are you thinking here? You want to jump right into the Cruiserweight Classic?
I need a drink. I'm still a little sweaty from that whole power loss ordeal. Can we just take? Whew.
We got a busy show. We got Paige's perspective later on tonight.
We have a lot going on.
Season 5 is upon us.
I'm actually trying to collect my thoughts for what we lost during that power outage.
Was it really that detrimental?
Yeah, it was definitely a big part of what you just said. Paige's perspective.
Oh.
Yeah, just gotta load it in quick. We'll be fine.
All right, everything's fine.
We'll do it live.
Do you want to just throw it to me? Throw it over to me and you work on it?
You do it. You do what you got to do.
All right, so let's talk, folks, if we can, about the Cruiserweight Classic. It's everybody knows they've already filmed, I think, the first round, complete first round. I have not read the spoilers, Will, and I've urged you to also avoid spoilers, and I'm hoping that you've done that to this point.
I have not watched anything other than what's been put out there by the network.
Wow. I know you're busy, but you got to clap for that, you son of a bitch.
I don't want to be spoiled. I want to find out. My children, myself, this is a big night on the 13th for us. This is a very big family night because they are hyped now.
Yeah.
I've gone back. I've showed them Eddie Guerrero. I've showed them Rey Mysterio. They like the cruiserweights. They like the top rope stuff. They like the diving over
Smaller
the top
guys.
onto a pile of men on the apron of the ring. They're just wide-eyed.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I it's all about the next generation. It's interesting, Will, for your kids, Wednesday night is sort of the destination night for wrestling between NXT and now coming soon, the Cruiserweight Classic. Whereas for us, when we were younger, it was Monday nights. It's just kind of interesting.
I couldn't
Monday
agree more.
nights still important. But will Monday be as important as Tuesday? When the brand split occurs and SmackDown goes live to Tuesday. Son of a bitch. A lot to get to.
You're
Will,
getting ahead of yourself. We
Will,
have predictions on that later.
Will, where do you want to go right to the Cruiserweight?
I think we
Let's do it.
should. I've gotten a few things loaded already, just in that brilliant time kill you
So
just did there.
we watched, obviously, we all watched together the bracketology program. I want to know who you're excited about coming out of this, Will. A couple things that struck me right off the gate that maybe did not strike me initially. The C in the logo for the Cruiserweight Classic is derivative and perhaps it has to be an homage inspired by WCW, which
Completely.
Again, WCW helped to pave the way.
Build.
Yeah, that style
Cruiserweight.
of wrestling. So this program I thought was again, we talked about 2 weeks ago. They were going to approach this a little bit differently. This was all about pride. You didn't see really a lot of characters. Even if they were characters, they were real guys. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
It does. It does.
And
the
you're
fact,
shocked by it, I know.
No. And the fact that they used the talent, a very well-known guy, Daniel Bryan, I mean, to help push,
Smart.
give the push over the top there. You saw what Triple H was doing to help build a brand. I think that the fact that they're doing all this extra marketing, the push on the brand split, the push on the cruiserweights, I just think that we're going to see better and better storylines finally.
And I think you're going to see this program, I think, is going to be really just about the competition. And you look up and down the 32 men listed, all of which have weighed under 205 to get into this tournament. 205 is little. They've had tryouts all over the world. This is a global tournament, which I think is also pretty exciting. All right, but we're getting tweets right now regarding the bracketology. Daniel Bryan's lipstick is on point.
That was awkward in that show,
And I
was
think-
it not? I mean, he either needs to go with a different shade or stop wearing it.
Well, if you go and look at hashtag Wrestlefudge right now, it looks like Lady K has shared a photo of his lipstick. So on Twitter right now.
Really? It
join
hasn't come up yet. I haven't seen that.
Oh, maybe she didn't hashtag it right. It wouldn't shock me. Oh, there it is.
There we go. There we
So
go.
listen, guys,
Pop it right up there.
join the conversation. Get involved. Don't let it be that one wacko.
It's above your head now.
So
There it is.
let's talk about the wrestlers that made it interesting for me, other than Daniel Bryan's pigment.
Well, I think you got to give
Go on.
WWE a lot of credit, if I can, just for 1
Please.
second, as you were about to
Just derail it.
bust it out. The WWE went everywhere. South America, Asia, Indonesia, Europe.
Asia,
there,
Africa,
there is a full
South America.
complete complement of talent from around the world. This can truly be not just a lucha tournament, not just a North American tournament, and not just what goes on in Japan. This is a plethora, a soup bowl, if I can, of cruiserweights from everywhere.
A melting
We're going to
pot.
see things like Gentleman Jack that we're going to talk
Love
about here in a
Jack.
few
Let's
minutes,
talk about him right
to
now.
high flyers. There you go. There's your segue.
Let's talk about Jack Gallagher right now, who clearly you gotta look at the way that they've presented these guys already between between the bracketology show, between the live Facebook stuff, the guys they really put over. Jack Gallagher's a guy that clearly WWE has their eyes on. I'm interested in his gimmick is very similar to the Vaudevillains. I would take him over the Vaudevillains any day.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's. Thank you. I would. I already, and I haven't even really seen a ton of his stuff, and I did look online for it, but I'm sticking to that. Obviously, you're a big fan of Jack.
I think that the fact that he's going old school, even in his, pre-wrestling photos and posters, he's got this great persona that gives you the throwback to this bare knuckle wrestling or boxing era, and he just carries himself even outside the ring. It seems like with the same character in the ring,
Right.
so it's not a stretch for him, and it's very entertaining.
I think it's one of those things where he's one of those guys you look at and you immediately know what his character's about. You immediately know how he's going to present himself. There's no mystery, and I think that's important. So I think you're going to see something out of Jack Gallagher, but do I see him going deep into the tournament? Well, you'd have to take a look at my personal bracket to make that.
You want to bring that up already? You want to bring those up already?
Well,
or do you want to cover the talent and then do the picks?
Well, listen, I'm just saying I feel good about
I
my
thought
picks.
I thought that was a prompt. I didn't know what to do.
I feel good about my picks. Other match I liked in the first round: Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling, and Tommaso Ciampa. Of course, an active tag team in NXT
this is big,
right now.
big story.
An active tag team in NXT. They are making waves and are making waves towards the tag team championship on NXT. If you're really watching that, I can't wait for that first round match. I think that is going to be, without question, a match to watch. And I believe I indicated it as such on my brackets that you'll see in just a little bit. Stay with us.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's my pick.
What are you? How are you feeling about Brian Kendrick returning after the long run in the Texas circuit? Really?
I love Brian Kendrick.
Okay.
I've always been a Brian Kendrick guy, but I'm going to tell you, his story was a little sad, but it also struck me how serious he's taking it. And yeah, I think Brian Kendrick's going to be a guy who's going to impress a lot of people.
You think he makes it out of the first round?
I don't know.
On your bracket?
I don't know. You're going to have to.
Oh, you're going to have to wait?
Yeah,
I was
tickle your
hoping
ass.
to get a little bit.
Tickling my ass with a feather.
I was trying to get a little bit out of you there for the fans, but you were too tricky for me.
TJ Perkins, who has literally been everywhere except WWE, they gave him a chance on this bracketology special to really put him over, and I think he did a fantastic job in the 2-on-1 interview he had with Mauro Ranallo and Daniel Bryan. I thought he was awesome, and he was originally a name that I saw on the list and said, all right, I've seen TJ Perkins before, but he seemed very relatable and a guy you could easily get behind. I think you're going to see something from him, and I think you're going to see that reflected in my bracket.
Wow. Well, you can't glance over Swan either.
No.
I think that he's going to have a huge impact. Yeah. And once it gets whittled down, he has a tough bracket to come out of because he's coming out, and again, not to give anything away, but against one of the most fierce competitors in the entire tournament, Keita. I mean, this guy's amazing.
It's about Kota Ibushi?
Kota, excuse me.
Kota Ibushi is.
I went with Kato Kalin. I was watching the OJ thing the other day.
Oh my god!
It's been in my hand. It's been in my head.
That's horrible.
All I did was reverse two vowels.
Oh, it could happen to any one of us. But yeah, Kota Ibushi is one of my picks. I think I have him in the final four. Let's go to the brackets.
You want to do that?
Hold on, wait. Before you do that. My bracket. That's the brackets. Let's show them mine. Show them the right picks, Will.
You want to see the wrong ones?
Yeah. Well,
all right. Okay.
These are my picks, as you can see. Okay, my final four consists of Rich Swann, Zack Sabre Jr. from across the pond, Akira Tozawa, and Kota Ibushi. Yes, two standout Japanese wrestlers in the final four. But as you can see, I have Zack Sabre Jr. taking it all. I made some other notes on there. I'm really excited about Gargano Ciampa round one. I think that if TJ Perkins can make it that far, his match out of that bracket that he'll ultimately lose is going to be incredible. Yeah, that's my final.
So who's your winner?
Zack Sabre Jr., ladies and gentlemen. Hey.
Boom! My poll is wrong. Okay?
What are you talking about?
All right, if you guys want some winners, here you go. Ibushi wins it all. Everything. Now, I had Sabre in there late. You can't argue with that. I can't. But this is going to be possibly just the hype that we're giving it alone, hopefully. How excited we are about this tournament. Everybody else is, too. Otherwise, we're really reporting on just what you and I want to hear.
Yeah, I can tell you're really excited about the tournament.
I like cruiserweights. I'm not going to lie.
It looks like you like crayons.
Well, hey, I write like a 3 or 4 year old.
Oh,
best I can do.
Oh boy, yeah. Listen, I think you're not that far off the mark, youngster. And of course for all those people who are watching, I think this needs to be said also. For all those people watching at home who have already read the spoilers and know about who won and lost the first round, we don't know. We don't read the spoilers, so don't come at us and I don't want to hear about that because that would be. Exactly. Just all kinds of pandemonium. I can't have that.
No spoilers.
No.
Wow.
Listen, so I'm excited about the Cruiserweight Classic, and you said it.
One of the things that we didn't cover, though, that I don't want to glance over, just looking at my notes, Saez cut 25 pounds to make weight for this. If you're getting ready to
The
then
guy from Argentina,
yes,
correct? Okay.
and that's he had to cut weight to get down there. That's not unheard of for wrestlers to cut weight. But what does that do to your ability? Obviously, he's going to try to pack it back on. But when you pack another 20 pounds on after just taking it off, that's going to do something to your metabolism, your energy levels. I don't care who you are. I'm just saying.
Let me say something about him, because he was someone who, when he was on that live Facebook introduction where they introduced the WWE Universe to the 32 competitors, when he came out, he was the one that impressed me the least just on pure charisma and attitude in the ring. But they put a little bit of a shine on him too in that bracketology special. So I'm curious to see where he goes, how far he goes. I don't think I had him going that far. You may need to confirm or deny that. I don't have it in front of me. I'm pretty sure I didn't have him going that far.
No matter who wins it.
Right.
We're going to be seeing 3 or 4 of these guys in the big circuit very, very soon.
I would absolutely agree with you, especially when you consider the brand split and how that's in the draft that's coming and how that's going to eat away at NXT.
I think they put a lot of build into the brothers. I don't know that they're going to get out of the first
the
or second.
Bollywood boys.
The Bollywood boys.
I like them though.
I think technically the inexperience there is going to hurt them. I think being in their first tournament, the limelight. How many people are they? I know India is very highly populated, but
very popular. That market is one of the biggest markets.
But
for them, for WWE.
how much have they had the experience to the limelight, to the crowds that are over
100%.
here?
Oh, they're not.
It's a different,
it's going to be a totally different environment. I absolutely agree. But at the same time, Will, I think you can't look at that tournament and expect them to really go far. They're a young tag team. They're going to be kept a tag team for a long time because it's a very unique gimmick. And if they have any personality at all and they're fun, then maybe they can turn something in. But huge opportunity for those guys. Yeah. And I think up and down the list, huge opportunity. You mentioned, I think you had Tajiri in your Final Four. Tajiri.
Yes. I believe in the guy.
What a huge
I believe in the guy.
What a huge opportunity for a wrestler like Tajiri. Over 20 years in the business, I believe. He's literally been all over the world. What a huge opportunity for him to one more time stake his claim. So, again, I'm excited.
Huge field.
Yeah.
I want to see a lot of these guys, though, at the next level. A couple of great tag team possibilities coming out of this.
That's an interesting point. You got it in. That's an interesting point. So, any other thoughts? We touched on a lot there.
If you do have thoughts,
please
reach out. Please.
Touch us. We have a couple tweets up there, I think, Will. Maybe kill some of the old ones that are me. But wow. What's going on? Is that the Twitch again?
I don't know. I don't know what did you just ask me?
I just F5 my backpack. Yeah. I don't even understand. I'm new.
I don't know what that is.
What the? I have no idea.
Should we
I'm being swept away, Will.
Actually, it is. I was about to say. It's about time, I think.
Let's do it.
One of our new segments we're looking forward to this season as we try to open up to the new talent, people even possibly more talented than us.
What are we doing?
Kids review the pay-per-view.
That's right. This is a new feature that we are going to have on this program. We've rounded up a couple of kids who are full of piss and vinegar.
They're reviewing all kinds of stuff. WWE Network is fair game, basically.
Well,
they're all over that
Don't
thing.
let them watch Camp WWE.
I don't think they do.
And maybe like anything in WCW after 2001, early 2000. Can you make me that promise that you won't do that to them? Please don't do that to them. But also tonight, I don't think they're reviewing a pay-per-view, Will. As you mentioned, the WWE Network has been what they've been devouring, and I think they found Total Divas. So I think really, this is really about other stuff on the network, right? Is that what we're doing here? What's going on, buddy? You want to talk?
You could be right. You could be right. I mean, you just loaded the wrong header. All right, Paige's perspective.
There it is. Thank you. All right, so
the latest Money in the Bank.
So just
what was going on there?
So she's going to talk about her experience, I believe, Will, about Total Divas, right?
Yes, you're right.
All right, so this is exciting. Let's go Paige's perspective.
Hi, this is Paige and I'm reporting for Wrestlefudge. It's all going to be about divas, and some of it might not be about divas, but most about divas because I just like divas. Now we'll be talking about the WWE Diva shows because I started watching those and they're actually pretty good, but some parts are a little crazy. But I'll be talking about the parts that I felt was pretty good. Nikki and John Cena were dating, and that this other guy tried to kiss her. So really, and then I found out that they're actually all friends. I didn't think that they were actually friends. Also, I don't think that they should be fighting when they're friends, because like it's fighting. They should just be fighting. They shouldn't be friends and fighting, because that would just make them mad at each other in real life, wouldn't it? Like, and then that new girl, I forget her name, came in.
Mandy.
They're going to bed here.
Oh, Eva Marie.
Eva Marie came in, and I'm surprised because like she was on it before, but like they all didn't like her because she was tweeting bad things about them and posting it on the internet, and she took so much time off, and they said, and she said, when I got my surgery, you guys didn't even think of texting me back. And then that one girl that's on the Bella Twins team, she said a bad word, and she was like, you need to just be quiet and shut your pie hole. This has been Paige's Perspective, reporting to you for Wrestlefudge TV.
Oh, that was
Oh,
fantastic.
she did a good job. She's
Absolutely.
a little nervous there.
Give it up.
She took serious notes.
I'm really impressed. But I have to. It to me, Will, it begs the question. I think we got to put Total Divas on the kids ban list. We might need to put that on the ban list just for their safety.
I thought it was very entertaining.
What the hell?
I was in the
room.
We watched.
I was amused most in the fact that even she can't remember Eva Marie.
I mean, right?
Is that
right?
Can I say that?
Oh. All right.
I enjoyed that. I look forward to more.
A lot more from Paige's perspective. She has some very unique opinions.
All right, well, that's exciting. Let's talk, Will, if we can. Let's move right along into a little bit of what we were talking about earlier. Let's talk about, we got Battleground coming up in just a couple weeks. Before that is the brand split. We're going to see Raw, SmackDown, separate rosters, blah, blah, blah. We've never really talked much about it, what we think is going to happen there. I can tell you, it's been pretty much confirmed 100% that they're going to have one world title, quote-unquote world title, per brand. So Raw's going to have a world champion, and SmackDown's going to have a world-level champion. I hate that. I hate when they had two world champions. I hated it. It drove me insane. I feel...
How do you feel? How do you feel?
I feel that there should be one world champion. I'd like to see it go the guy
back and forth.
And like it's a prestige
once
thing.
a month there's a challenge between shows or something along those lines.
Well, they're going to have 2 pay-per-views a month now on the network. We're getting feedback. Loving Paige, she nailed it on Twitter. Thank you for joining the conversation using hashtag Wrestlefudge. You will be featured on the program. But yeah, I like the idea of at least the main titles, the premier belts, kind of bouncing between promotions, but they're not going to do that. So, but they subtly started changing they changed the name of Dean Ambrose title on the website, and they mentioned it on Raw. They only refer to it as the WWE title instead of the WWE World title.
I don't know how subtle it was. I think it was out on like major sporting news.
And then they may have talked about it.
Bleacher Report, I think, is where I saw it.
A lot of people. Oh boy. All right, well, I don't know if everyone. Anyway, so let's talk about the brand split. We mentioned 2 weeks ago that we're not going to sit here and do the draft for you or anything. But we know Brock Lesnar is going to be there.
Here goes the format for the next show.
We know that Brock Lesnar is going to be there on July 19th on Tuesday Live SmackDown. And that's just 10 days, by my watch, 10 days following tonight's big fight that Brock has. What condition will Brock be? What will his role be at SmackDown that night? Is he going to be drafted? I've heard rumors. There's been people talking that some people are speculating that Brock will get some type of special contract where he can bounce between both shows. I think if the champion's not doing that, Brock shouldn't do that. Brock should probably go to SmackDown, give that Tuesday night show a little bit of a boost. That's my opinion. Now let's talk about, Will, what tag teams do you think are going to get split up? Please don't tell me Enzo and Cass.
Yes. Of course they are.
No,
because
they're not.
Nobody wants to see that. Of course it is.
I think the
and it's going to
Usos.
be a solid month and a half storyline as they fight their way to helping back to each other.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, true bromance.
I think they split them now would be too late or too early, I should say. But I do think the Usos should absolutely split. I'd give them 2 different personalities. How's that? Because I believe in the Usos. I love watching the Usos when they are on point. There is no better tag team than the Sons of Rikishi, and who would have ever thought? But I'd like to see the Usos get split. I'm excited to see Enzo and Cass get the John Cena rub going into Battleground. Enzo, Amore, Big Cass are going to be teaming up with John Cena against the club. You're gearing up for something,
No,
Will.
I'm not. Everything's fine.
All right.
It's the summer of fudge.
What was it?
It's the summer of fudge.
Oh, all right. Well, I get worried sometimes. I see the wheels turning.
Who's drafting Undertaker? Come on.
Well, no.
Get that gorilla out of the room so that we can get to the rest of the draft.
Well, that's an interesting question.
That we're not doing.
No one's talking about the Undertaker, but I think if you want to make news, I think Undertaker doesn't even need to be there, but I think someone drafts Undertaker on July 19th. That's my big, completely unfounded and ridiculous opinion.
Wow. I don't know who can get there faster.
I'm trying to. Oh, man. Painful. Yeah, no kidding. How about New Day? Go back. Since we're talking a little bit about Battleground.
Okay. All right.
New Day, the Wyatt family, Xavier Woods. It looks like he's being pulled over to the dark side is what they're doing. I hope they pull the trigger on this and Xavier Woods from the New Day joins the Wyatt family. I want to see it because I think he would be awesome in it.
It would be good.
It would be really, really good. And they could make it, they could make it funny with, you got Kofi and Big E, but also scary because I think Xavier Woods has the potential. We've seen it in other promotions. We've seen it really a couple times in WWE to be a little bit crazy. And I think if they unleash that hound, it could be interesting. I kind of want to see that at Battleground.
And you touched on the tag team earlier. My wish would be that they pull some of the tag teams up from NXT right now.
I think American Alpha's going up.
Because there is a plethora of amazing talent coming up.
American Alpha's going up. I can almost guarantee.
They have to.
They
have to, right? And then the Authority brothers there.
The Authors of Pain.
Authors
the new
of Pain.
guys.
Thank you.
Well, I don't think they're going to get called up yet. I think you got to look.
They got to build the brand a little bit though.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that they have a man giving them commands.
Paul
they
Ellering
seem to be
is
off
dangerous.
the leash.
Yeah. Former manager of the Legion of Doom back in the day, Paul Ellering, WWE Hall of Famer. Their manager. The Authors of Pain will be a team to be reckoned with just from that pedigree.
They're
alone.
giants. To paraphrase my children as you're watching, those are really big dudes, Dad.
That's true. I'm gonna thank you. Is it scarring your children by introducing? They've never really been exposed to wrestling ever, really, right?
And trust
brought
me,
them to a
I
couple
started
shows.
them off on ECW, so it's everything's fine with the
boy,
WWE.
early ECW or
they've seen it all at this point.
Oh
Except
my
I didn't show
God.
them the Sabu stuff. Even I have limits.
I don't know. They may have seen a little bit.
I'm just saying. No, they're fine. We make sure they don't see certain aspects of it, and we fast forward through.
All right, relax. Listen, you're not going to beat Titus
sketchy
O'Neil
program.
You're not going to.
Listen, they watched Tommy Dreamer and the Sandman, but some of the stuff with Coco Beware we block out. We just get that rid of that.
Well, let me put it this way. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to do it. You're welcome. Do we want to talk about history, Will?
This day?
Do we want to talk about an event on this date in pro wrestling history? A big moment. And this one's actually near and dear to my heart. This guy. Big fan. Happy birthday. I think it needs to be said.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
This was your man crush for a long time.
It was.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Consequences will never be the same.
Wow.
57 years old
They
today.
said he wouldn't make it.
That's true. I'm obviously, yes, you pointed out, Will, I grew up, Diesel was my dude. He was my dude. You know what?
I think he was a lot of dudes, so you're not alone.
That was Roman Reigns. You want to find that I think it's clip number 4 is the one you want to
Oh, man.
Hold on. Let me make sure right there.
It was good stuff, though. I mean, the man was very entertaining. It was very entertaining for a very long time.
No, nothing that serious, Will. Blowjobs. Let me finish my sentence, little guy.
Oh, boy, I'm not proud of that. But yeah, happy
There you go,
birthday.
spoiling and making Kevin Nash's birthday celebration uncomfortable.
I've sullied it. Former 9-time WCW Tag Team Champion, 5-time WCW World Champion, Triple Crown winner in WWF. 1994, of course, his biggest year.
And also involved in a historic event that happened this week. Maybe not today, but
that's true. 2 years later in 1996, this week in pro wrestling history.
a huge day.
Huge day. The
Biggest babyface turn ever. Am I wrong?
No.
I mean,
Not at all. No.
In my, I'm sorry. Before modern day, at the time, this
100%. This was huge.
This was the most ridiculous one ever.
The NWO was formed on July 7th, I believe, 1996. On this day, Hogan goes heel, as they say. This, of course, a defining moment, and this is where they really started to try to inject reality into the business. When Scott Hall and Kevin Nash jumped ship, they not only changed the tone of the business, but they also, if I may, They also changed the way that contracts were written. Scott Hall got an incredibly good deal. When Kevin Nash came over, he got an equally good deal. They played the way they played both sides. They got guaranteed money, which at that time was very, very rare. They made it a necessity in the business. Guess who? Kevin Nash and Scott Hall did it. But yeah, changed the wrestling business. Very, very cool stuff. I have a ton of respect for Kevin Nash, even when he was dressed up as Arn Anderson in the classic moment. From, I believe, late 1996. There he is, looking good at 57. We just got a tweet. Kevin Nash looks good at 57. I don't know there, dear. You might want to take a second look. Not my dog spot.
I'm just gonna say that this was what the WCW war with WWF back in the day is what brought me back. These guys are what brought me back.
Yeah. And now it's the young talent from the cruiserweights that we've been talking about. Really have made it interesting again.
Right before they got on the scene, if you remember, we were following Jake the Snake Roberts. Nothing against Jake the Snake, but that's what we were following at the time. And these guys came in with a gang mentality and just ripped apart basically wherever they went.
Right.
Even on the road, from the way I understand it, and the way stories are written.
The most interesting thing is that Jake the Snake's intense promo delivery and the realism he brought to his promos, in a way, you mentioned him, but you're right. They really were the next level, I think, in that type of approach of reality, because Jake was very, very real, and you could legitimately be scared of Jake. And you know what?
Because he carried a freaking 9-foot snake he threw on you.
Let's raise a drink to Jake Roberts. Not a non-alcoholic drink, because he's been sober, I think, for quite a while. He's doing an awesome job in DDP Yoga. Plug. My drink is gone.
Want to take a quick break?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's take a 2-minute break. I know it's not typical, kids, but it's the new reality, and you just need to get with it.
There's a lot to be done. There's a lot to talk about still.
Yeah, when we come back, I don't even know what comes next. We're going to talk about Brock Lesnar tonight.
UFC tonight.
UFC 200 tonight. How the fuck did we forget about that?
I'm going to stay with one of my picks, and I may waver on one of the others. I don't know. I'm already thinking about the Cruiserweight Championship. I can't wait for that. I just can't wait for it. I was looking at our
your brackets.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
When we come back, we're going to talk about Brock Lesnar, UFC 200 tonight.
That pick, I'm not wavering.
Okay.
Everything's fine. Now I understand what you're doing.
And also, we're going to talk about some possible WWE Network additions that have been pitched. And we're going to talk about which shows we would watch.
When we get back, we're also going to talk what would happen if you were drafted by SmackDown and I was drafted by Raw. How would we handle that? I think it would be an amazing fight, and it would be very entertaining. People would love to go rounds.
But we'd be on different brands. We wouldn't see. Wrestlefudge TV live, Wrestlefudge.com. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for joining us live. We are live right now. We have a lot to talk about. Let's get to it. Stay tuned. We're still staying. Come on. Will, you with me? Oh, Jesus.
Everything's fine.
All right, everything's fine.
You got to give me a second. I'm trying to get information.
I know. You got a lot going on, man. I'm proud of you over there. Proud of your production. Couldn't do it without you. You son of a bitch. Let's talk about
I'm still getting stuff ready. Everything's fine.
Let's talk about Brock Lesnar tonight, UFC 200 in the co-main event.
We spoke a lot about this guy.
We did 2 weeks ago. Yep.
The previous week. I think that a lot has happened in that time. There's all kinds of talk of him not cooperating, not filming sponsorship stuff.
Yeah, America, mother, love it or leave it. That's right. That's how we fucking do
That's what
things.
happens when you have a web page open in the background. I
Oh
guess.
God. Well, listen. Come on.
I think that this guy has proven once again why he is an uncooperative bastard and nobody wants to work with him. Now, it's all hearsay. I mean, who knows if it's true or not? But from what I understand, this guy he just doesn't take direction well. He's not a team player. You got to cut promos. You got to do things, even if it's inconvenient. It's part of that paycheck,
So do you
right?
feel that you feel the same way about like McGregor when he pitched his fit a couple months back?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I agree.
It's
How much
part of the
how
game.
much money are you
It's
making?
part of the game. You know, if you're going to get
You at least if you don't want to do it, at least do it like Marshawn and show up and hey, I showed up. I don't
you
need
did your part.
sort of.
Answer
I
some
love Marsh.
questions, even if it is the same words every time. But the problem is Dana White is not the kind of owner that puts up with that shit. So he's not the kind of guy who's going to let, like the Seahawks owner, God bless him, I'm sure he's a great man.
Paul Allen,
But
Microsoft.
but let's just say this: he's probably not confrontational, so he's not getting in Marshawn Lynch's
He's one of the richest men
face.
in the world.
Okay, but
But
did
yeah,
is,
yeah.
is he going downstairs and getting in front of Marshawn? Paul?
It's a fiery situation.
No, he's
here
not.
inviting.
So Dana White will not. He doesn't care how big you are. He's going to get kind of in your face. I respect that about him. He expects you to deliver a certain product. He's entertaining people after all.
Sure.
Play the part for the money.
Okay, so but I've seen Brock do interviews all over the place. What are you talking about? We're back on Connor. Brock's been all over ESPN.
But he's not. He's doing it begrudgingly behind the scenes, is what everybody's
Okay.
told. All right.
All right.
You
Listen,
got to do
I
your
know
job.
I
You got
know-
to do your job.
I know he's a pain in the ass. 2 weeks ago, you said he's a lock.
He will still beat Hunt. Yes,
I'm gonna
I
lock.
do believe that.
Can I lock you in on that
Lock
answer?
me in on that.
One more time. This is your chance. You can phone a friend.
If I get it wrong, you will eat a pair of socks. I believe is that bit you came up with that you're trying to pin on me. It's not going to happen. I'm just.
You're
I
wrong.
definitely.
I have to eat a pair of socks
Yes.
on the air.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to agree to that only because I love this fucking program. All right. Can I pick the socks?
Yeah. They could be new.
All right.
I'd wash them once. Get all
Yeah,
those
get
chemicals
that,
out. of there. Yeah.
All right.
No, I'm just saying.
Hold on,
He's
I
a
gotta
very,
wait, I
very
gotta-
strong pick.
Okay.
I would open up my window and look at what the odds were online here, but I don't want another America commercial to open up in the background.
Yeah. Last I heard,
Damn pop-ups.
a lot of the fighters are anti-Brock, obviously, and they're if you see interviews that they've had with fighters, a lot of the fighters are talking a lot of smack.
Well, I'm not going to lie, and you and I probably are both in the same train of thought. I don't think that the locker room at the WWE is that much different from the locker room at the UCW.
Sure.
Or UFC, excuse me. If you want to be known as a worker and you put in the time, you put in the energy, you're for the product, you support the product, or you're the guy that shows up 4 times a year, cashes in,
Well, that's Brock.
and then leaves.
That's Brock.
Well, I understand that,
Yeah,
but that's why he doesn't have respect in either locker room. right now.
You're
How much
probably-
respect does he have in WWE's locker room?
Right. Yeah, that's a fair question. Oh, we should have asked Roman that when we had Roman on our program earlier. Guys, if you missed Roman Reigns' interview at the very start of our program, it was
It'll
not
be
to missed.
everywhere tomorrow morning. So you won't if you missed it tonight.
Yeah.
Just look forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, or to be pulled. How about John Jones' suspension? Did that surprise you?
Huge surprise. I got to say that
Since we're talking about it.
he has now an A and a B sample that have both failed in the UFC or any doping testing. That's a really it's not good for John. I don't know what the exact suspension time he's facing.
I heard 2 years, but
He'll appeal, obviously, and that maybe will get reduced. But I don't want to see a UFC without John Jones, frankly.
No.
And I gotta question and
they're
wonder.
still calling it the biggest ever, but you know.
At this point, do you coming up to a fight, You know what's coming up. It's not like he's rehabbing. It's not like you have a fight coming up. You know you're going to get tested. You know what's going in your body at that point.
Oh yeah. Oh, he was crying. Apologize. Did you see it?
Obviously.
Yeah.
No. So was Cormier. They both
he
both
was
had put
pissed.
so much time and energy. Cormier was crying because he had put so much time and energy into preparing for this fight. You have to really question is there something else going on here? Did someone spike him?
Okay, so
He seemed genuine in the fact that
Oh, no.
he's been watching what's going on.
Sure.
He doesn't understand how this could happen. He's been watching what's going on. How it could be a spike. I mean, somebody could actually.
Do you think that
this
could
is a
happen?
high end
High
game?
stakes. Right. Do you think Roman Reigns could be susceptible to the same?
I still think a wellness test is a work. So you know, that's
All right, now,
just me.
For a moment, Brock Lesnar and Mark Hunt was slotted in as the premier main event, the final fight of the night. But now
Because that was not going to fill the stands. That was not going to sell the
now
last minute tickets.
The Tate fight
Right.
is now slid into that spot instead, and of course, she was photographed today wearing a Seahawks jersey. Apparently, she's a huge fan. So.
And then
Roman-
Silva gets a shot at the belt now. Did they announce when that happens? Did you?
Oh, it's Silva and Jones tonight.
That's going to happen. They pushed that right on him tonight.
Yes.
You sure that's not pushed back?
100%.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. How do you not know that?
Well, I've been producing all morning and getting things ready for the show. I'm sorry. It was still developing. I knew that I saw the ticker at the bottom of the
It's been
TV
2
earlier.
days.
Well,
It's been 2 days. This is not my fault.
Wrestlefudge wasn't built in a day. I mean, my goodness.
Well, come on.
How dare you?
Shut up!
All right. I apologize. But yeah, I'm excited. Are you gonna stay up for the fight? I think I might.
No.
The wife's making tequila drinks over at my place. You want to come by? Crash on the couch. The wife.
Guess who?
Wow. Well, that's all right.
All right. So
Tequila drinks.
you wanna end the Lesnar discussion? Are you
I'm
done with it?
about done with him. I'm frankly a little upset with UFC and everything that's going on.
It's
I don't
desperate.
think that
Desperate.
UFC 200 is everything that they've built it up to be. I think it's and some of it's out of their hands,
I
but
think
it's
a lot of
it's
it's
a
out of their hands.
catastrophe,
Yeah.
frankly. And they wanted more out of their 200th event.
You
I
couldn't
feel
get-
a little bad. I'm such a fan of UFC. I kind of feel bad for him in these circumstances.
I agree with you, but I think at the same time, man, you couldn't find a way to get Ronda Rousey on that show.
Well, I know, but if you think about it, if you look back to some of the great cards, and like some of the greatest cards fell on like UFC 122, and
it was a good show.
It was good, but you want that 200th show to be like the show, and
The
it just didn't
WrestleMania.
work out on any weight level for them at all. It's kind of a hodgepodge of let's just get some names in, sell some tickets, because frankly a lot of their heavy big time fighters are either injured or they're looking at doping and
All right, so
other
you got
problems.
now you have me questioning whether or not I watch this show, this fight tonight.
I'm gonna be sleeping like a baby. I'll read it all about it in the morning.
Oh boy,
That's what she
I'm
said.
East Coast time. I can't wait until 1 a.m.
I totally agree.
for a main event. Get that main event up to 11:30.
Oh.
And you probably got me to buy it. I may not be able to stay awake still,
Right.
but I
agree with
bought
you.
it and I tried.
But 12:15, I'm gonna stay up till a quarter after midnight just for
Surprise, motherfucker.
a 20-second fight.
in some cases,
Yeah.
I don't think in this case. I think Silva takes Cormier into the third or fourth round,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I think
Cormier.
he gets Cormier to
Sure.
submit.
Oh, what? All right. That's a
I
bold
think one of the reasons Cormier was
asked you-
crying
Yeah.
the other day was because he now has to face Silva,
Oh,
who's
boy.
arguably one of the greatest UFC fighter of all time. Are you serious? He was fighting a questionable Jones coming off of injuries and issues, and his head was it in the right spot? Was it not? Silva's coming back determined. That belt's
Yeah,
Silva's.
but
I didn't know. I
has
did
he
not
been
realize
training?
it was tonight.
Has he been training?
Silva is
Yeah.
ready to fight anybody at any time. That's why he is
All
who
right.
he is.
All right, listen. All right,
I'm shocked. I really am. I did not realize that they were pushing that on Cormier. I thought the champ would have some time to prepare, having his guy fall out.
See-
I really am shocked at that.
No, I think
So
Cormier.
I'm sorry
no,
about
Cormier,
not being completely in the loop on that.
There's a video out there right now. Of
I was watching baseball.
Listen, there's a video out there right now of like a hidden camera, quote unquote, of Cormier being told
That I've seen with
Yeah,
Dana White,
yeah,
and he's
yeah.
crying his eyes out. I've seen it.
Yeah.
But because he's scared of Silva. That's why he's crazy. He was saying,
Oh, don't cry.
I'm sorry, you got to fight Anderson Silva. Stranger things have happened. That's all I'm saying.
All right, let's move on. Now are you excited?
What about your Lesnar pick? I mean,
I could give two
you're
shits.
slamming me all of this stuff.
I
Is
could
a
give-
guaranteed
I
pick?
could give two shits.
Wow, okay.
I talk about this for the show.
Oh,
All right.
wow.
Let's move on. Our next item, if I may. Our next item up for bid. What is this? QB fucking C?
I think I have the prices right somewhere here.
Oh
Hold
my
on.
God. We're going to talk about possible WWE Network additions that have been pitched to fans on a mailing list. Are you working on something on it?
I am.
Want to build to it? I'll build to it.
It's not there. No price is right. I thought I had it.
I thought I did too, but I don't. WWE released a survey via a mailing list to certain fans today looking for feedback on new potential series for the network. Listed in the mailing were the following potential projects. So, Will, you should have a slide, I believe. Well, you should have a slide. That'll wake up anybody still watching.
For the
Jesus Christ.
Which one did you want?
Network shows a list of potential projects that WWE is pitching to their fans, and they're allowing their fans to respond and talk about it. I think it's something like 20. There's like something like 20 shows, and this is courtesy of pwinsider.com. Let's take a look here. The first program they are pitching is called Ask Me Anything Live. Live interactive Q&A with WWE talents. So, really? Network shows? Oh, it's right there. Boom. Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
It's a giant list.
It's-
I can't believe I
told you.
missed it.
Yeah. All right. So, Ask Me Anything Live, interactive Q&A with WWE talents.
Everyone has a price. I believe that was a show on a cable local area network for a couple of years.
Okay. Well, it may be, but it's also, of course, the $1 Million Man's theme reality series.
Who's going to be in Extreme Eats? Is it going to be one guy?
It just says Tommy Dreamer. The format's in front of you. Tommy Dreamer and Bob. Are we going down the list, or how are we doing it?
Welcome to Wrestlefudge.
Oh, come on. All right, so Extreme Eats is Tommy Dreamer and Bubba Ray Dudley tour the United States to show off their favorite food locations, sample odd and strange food combinations, take part in eating challenges. So I love the idea of Tommy Dreamer and Bubba Ray Dudley doing that. I'm down with Extreme Eats. I'd watch those two fat fucks eat.
I got to say, if it wasn't for Tommy Dreamer, I'd watch.
Really? You don't like Dreamer?
I don't know. I love Bubba Ray Dudley, so that's going to hook me. I'm there because
50
I got to
states-
see what's going on. I got to see how big that motherfucker is right now.
50 states. Bubba Ray, he's around. Bubba, but eating. Bubba, 50 states, 50 dates, a dating show. Fuck it. Don't want to see it. Goldberg's Garage. Horrible.
Who's going to date? And who's going to work in that garage? I mean, they're both bad shows.
All right, we got history.
Nobody wanted to see Goldberg in the ring. Why do they want to see him work on a car?
I don't know.
I'm just asking.
History of WWE, a 10-part documentary
You're
series.
glancing over these gems.
I'm letting you hit them, baby. Hit them as we go. Just let me go in order. 10-part documentary taking from the beginning of WWE through the launch of the network. That's a good idea, but I feel like there's enough history on the network.
Well, I'm not going to lie. I'm a history buff, History Channel.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm all over that shit. I will watch this stuff. I like watching.
You jerk off to the History Channel? Is that true?
No, unless they have those ancient sex shows, maybe. There you go.
I've been really trying,
All right.
trying to hold back this feeling. But
Will
so
just got his groove back, folks. Live on the air. You
And
just
if
saw it.
you
All right, we also have a show, Legends House Attitude Era. That I want to see. 1990s legends together under one roof. Attitude Era Legends House. Let's go.
Bring it on.
Give it to me.
Can we have season 1 and 2 now?
Yeah.
Can we?
Yeah, just give me the same cast.
Just dump it.
Fitness tips. Fuck you. Fuck you.
I'm all over Totally NXT.
So Totally NXT.
I'm all over that.
A reality competition
I
series.
gotta say, right now, I'm entertained by a lot of the storylines, a lot of the
Put the
competitors
list
in
back
that,
up
in
there so the
NXT.
fans can see what we're talking about. Oh, NXT is fantastic,
It
man.
really is.
And I
If
know-
you're not watching it,
Yeah.
and
Why are
you're-
we
you're-
talking?
Come on.
Well, you know what's fun for me is I've obviously had the network for a while. You're new to it, so man, this is
I'm
like
loving it. I'm
brain
all over this shit.
overload. So Totally NXT is a reality
When
competition.
you got here, I was watching the Randy Macho Man Savage story.
You were. Your pants are around your ankles. Totally NXT is a reality
Papa
competition. A reality competition series as 6 women try to make their way through the developmental system for a chance at a main roster slot and a spot on your daughter's favorite show, Total.
Are you
Divas.
watching Talking SummerSlam?
No. I probably would.
What?
I'm a nerd. I like the talk shows.
I didn't mean to get ahead of you again.
No,
I'm
it's
sorry.
okay. The Wives of Flair is money. Documentary.
Gotta be.
Dude.
At least they're made of money.
Yeah, well, yeah, they have half of his 5 times over. Documentary series on the love life of Ric Flair and his 4 ex-wives. All Access, which is a reality series. Game Night.
If I can stop you for a second, he looked old in the Randy Macho Man story today. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Him and
They
Dust,
get close.
and Dustin Rhodes.
The late Dusty
Oh,
Rhodes.
my
Sorry, Will
goodness.
doesn't know.
Holy
It's
cow.
all right. The late, great
I didn't,
Dusty Rhodes.
Well, I was just saying Dustin Rhodes.
Anyhow, Game Night, WWE Investigates. Here's the show. They have a roast on
I'm
there.
not watching Game Night.
No, I wouldn't watch Game
Okay.
Night. I would
You
watch.
said that with such flair, if I may.
Woo!
No pun.
The roast I would watch. I'd watch
Yes,
the wrestlers
yes,
roast each other
yes.
because I think they'd get some good comics, writing stuff. Here-
Investigations, I'm all over that. I may be able to get the missus to watch that because
Okay.
she likes those crime shows.
Yeah, but it's
what
not
happened.
really crime. It goes deep into the real subject.
Yeah, history,
Yeah.
the life and legacy. Oh, it's,
Oh, okay,
strange.
yeah.
You know,
Tragedy.
It's
There's
investigating.
yes. The one show that's not on here that I'm really surprised they don't do a weekly interview show where you get somebody like The Miz to host. I think we talked about this 2 weeks ago. They need like a weekly, like a Saturday night, like a Tonight Show, but it's every week. Tonight,
I have a prediction that will be
tonight this week.
coming up. Will be the most searched on WWE Goes Viral. It's just that may happen
It could happen because they're probably looking for that Roman Reigns interview.
sometime. Oh, I mean, nobody else had that interview. You're not gonna get that anywhere else.
That was a Wrestlefudge exclusive like no other. So there they are. They're the shows, guys. You can see them there. There's 20 of them. It's pretty interesting, I think. Just breaking news: Brock Lesnar is going to earn $2.5 million for the fight tonight. Mark Hunt gets $700,000.
Wow.
But that could be the best money Mark Hunt makes.
You're
How much-
telling me that a heavyweight ranked 8th in the world
It's $700,000.
gets $700,000 for his effort that evening? I just
Disrespect.
I'm shocked.
No.
He's
And
gonna
that-
get his face punched in, and he's gonna have to give up $350,000 of it.
That's what she said.
I love the access though because again that is just breaking news. So I'm excited about some of these network shows personally. Will a couple Extreme Eats could be fun. The
roast.
the Wives of Flair, the roast.
I'm for
Legends House.
the history and
Yep.
the investigations.
I agree.
I'm gonna leave I'm Wives of Flair. Amazing. I mean,
Dude.
I'm gonna tell you right now
Yep.
that could be on NBC and I would watch it and DVR it. I'd tune in.
But you know what? With the network for $9.99, you don't have to. Will
Are you gonna watch WWE Superstars Star Search?
probably. I think it'd be interesting if it's what I think it is. Where is that? Oh, the last one.
10 competing women in a reality
Oh,
series
yeah.
hosted by
Sure.
Lita and Trish.
Absolutely. Will you know?
Where has Trish Stratus been? I mean,
she's been around, but not.
she's hiding.
Come on out, baby. Come on. Whoop whoop. Oh boy.
That's
Wow.
what she said.
So honestly, guys, I want to thank you for watching. I think is that it?
I think it may have been.
All right. Well,
It
what
may-
a whirlwind show.
We do have one kids pay-per-view review.
Oh, do we actually
have one.
We have it ready?
It's ready.
Well, let's go right to that. Pardon me. Let's go to Kids Review, the pay-per-view on WrestleFudge.com. Thank you for watching us. I think this is going to take us out. Would you agree? This is going to take us out. Thank you for watching, everybody.
Good to see everybody again.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Oh.
And last month's pay-per-view of Money in the Banks, here's something that I did not like. When that guy knocked over the referee and then that guy was holding him down, Roman Reigns was holding him down for more than even 3 seconds. And then the referee counted only 2 because he didn't see it. He got knocked over.
Who knocked the referee over? Was it Reigns or Rollins?
Rollins.
Right? And what happened?
And he fell off the thing and then he just didn't see those like 5 seconds, and then he only got 2 seconds counted, which was so unfair.
Yeah, I thought it was unfair too. They should have done a re-over, and he should have told him I did it for 6 seconds.
But also, Roman Reigns was kicked out for a month or so because of his he didn't follow the rules by his health didn't pass.
Right.
Yes, but I still think that they did a pretty good match. But that's the only part that I really didn't think that was pretty good.